All right, so I am not going to wait much past 8. So I'm going to go ahead and just start chatting with you guys because I'm excited for this call. So we do a call like this once a month where we really just make sure that we're bringing on as many people who have questions about the business, who, maybe just need to learn a little bit about what it is that we do as coaches before you decide to join. Or maybe you yourself are a new coach and you're just kind of like, I'm not really sure how to explain it. Well, get everyone on these calls because this is our job and we love to go ahead and break this down and just give you all of the ins and outs. So I'm just going to go ahead and kick it off. My name is Val Bazo. I am actually the creator of our team, Legacy United. So that means that 7.5 years ago, I started a fitness program, a nutrition program, had no prior experience with network marketing, with, Facebook or Instagram or sales or anything like that before. But what I did see when I was joining was an opportunity to first and foremost take care of myself. And in return of staying fully accountable with coaching, I saw an opportunity where if I stuck with a program, I knew I was going to fall in love with it because I had done Beachbody programs prior to deciding that I was going to go ahead and coach. But I was like, if I could help a few people do what I'm doing, fall in love with the programs, fall in love with the process, just really start to get results as well, just by running a challenge group, why the heck not? Because 7.5 years ago, my life looked a whole lot different than it does now. My husband was active duty in the Navy. So he was deploying pretty much for 8 months at a time, and he would be home anywhere between 6 to 10 months at a time. And then even in those home ports, if any of you are military or no military, that means that they're still having like mini trips in and out. So I felt like I was alone in life. I felt like, I was a single mom, pretty much is how it felt. My kids were 3 and about to turn 5. And I was just looking for something more. I was literally kind of sitting there like, what is this how my life is going to be? Like, is this really, I was 20 pounds ish heavier than what I wanted and how I felt good about myself. And I just had that kind of epiphany, like I'm 28 years old. I need to take control of my life now if I want to, feel better about myself. So that was what made me really decide to go all in. I got this message on Facebook from a mutual friend of mutual friends, and she ended up following up with me over 30 times before I signed up. Okay. So don't make the same mistake I did and wait too long. I wish I would have had one of these calls before I ended up, enrolling as a coach, because I just sat and festered in thoughts before I actually did this. So I ended up signing up, and at first I was just kind of like, well, I'll dabble in this, until I started seeing some other women who were kind of in the same walk of life that I was in, who were very successful Beachbody coaches. And I thought to myself, I'm like, what is different about me? There's nothing different about me. Like, I have a purpose that I could be using this platform to really grow an income from home. I was a stay-at-home mom. And like I mentioned, my husband was deploying all the time. At the time that I was signing up, we were realizing that we were in massive amounts of debt, about a little over $100,000 in non-mortgage debt. And I was actually going to have to go and find a job and put my kids in daycare, which was something I never wanted to have to do. So I kind of just said to myself, you know what? Instead of just continuing to speak this language of, yeah, I'll see what happens. Yeah, maybe this could work. Maybe I'll make some time for it. I literally just started saying, why not me? Why not me? Making this a full-time job could be something that I do. Full-time income could follow if I just put in the work that my coach was teaching me how to do all of these things. And I was like, what if I just do it and I don't look back? So, you know what? I put my back against the wall, as a lot of times you'll hear, and I just decided to do it. And the Google search bar, YouTube videos, and my upline, who was great, That's how I really have built a business that has created a ripple effect over these last 7.5 years, because I decided. One decision has not just changed my life, but it has changed thousands over these last few years. And all because I just finally said yes. And I was also the notorious quitter before this. Literally, I had done every like Cutco knives, Avon, Mary Kay, like 31 bags, you name it. Like I had like dabbled in it, and I quit before I ever really even started, because I was the one who was like, that doesn't work. That's only for other people. Like I see that this is just like for people who know what they're doing. Like I had such excuses way back then. And finally I was like, no, this has to be my thing. And that's just what I made the priority. I made it a priority to learn and grow, just as if I was walking into a college class, just as if I was walking into a new job. I treated this as the job that it could be. And instead of looking at it as, a $40 investment to sign up as a coach, I looked at it as, you know what? I could turn this to $1 million earning business if I treat it as if it is $1 million earning business. And I could put in a couple of hours a day. I could work in the pockets of time where my kids, before they woke up, during nap time, after they went to bed, I just had to learn time management and discipline and actually commit to being here for the long haul. So that's kind of like the beginning stages of my story. And here I am 7.5 years later, where I'm training my team how to do exactly what I have done. I have become a 7-figure earner within our company. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. We will always put that disclaimer out there. You have to work. You have to understand that, this isn't a hobby if you want to make that type of money. But if you want to make anywhere from a couple $100s a month to get your product completely paid for, all the way up to the sky's the limit, you have control to do that within our team. You have the tools, all of it. Okay. You're on a top team. You would be joining a top team with us, and the community that we have created, which we'll get into in just a little bit. The friendships, the life, the livelihood, it has just been an incredible ride. But before I go on any further, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Dara. She is actually our guest, another speaker tonight, and she's going to go ahead and share her story, because hers looks a lot different than mine, and we like to give you guys a little bit of different perspectives throughout this, and then she'll pass it back to me, okay? So, Dara, you're up.
Hey guys, Diana, can you guys hear me okay? Okay, perfect. I can see Diana on my end. All right, you guys. So I'm so excited to share my story with you guys tonight. And like Val said, it's very different, but that's what I love about our team is we all have come into this for different reasons. We have all had success with this in different ways. So when I started coaching, I actually was in a very different place in my life. I started in a challenge group like many others. And we have a 21-day program, and I completed that program and I started coaching right away. So I knew that I wanted to share this with other women. My little history about me is I used to have an eating disorder. And then when I overcame that, I actually went to the opposite spectrum and I became a binge eater. So I have never had a healthy relationship with food. And being in my very first boot camp Facebook, I learned a lot about myself, and I wanted to share this with other women. I did not If you are someone who is like, oh, I'm not good on social media or anything like that, you guys, if I can have success with this, anyone can. I did not have a Facebook or an Instagram. So I actually just created an Instagram about 3 years ago. And to be in a boot camp, I didn't even have a Facebook. I joined through my best friend. So she was like, well, if you want to be in the group, you need a Facebook. So I made Facebook under a code name. It was just my first and middle name. Didn't have a profile picture, and the one person I added was her, so I could be added into the boot camp. So if you're someone who fears, social media, this is something that we will teach you, and you will grow and evolve over time. It's not like you're going to wake up and have the best photos and the best posts, but just know that that is something that we will teach you. So I was 26 years old when I started coaching. I'm now 31. And at the time, I was working full-time as a CMA, that as a certified medical assistant. I was also working I was working about 10-hour days, 5 days a week. And I was also working part-time at nights and weekends as a liquor sampler. And on top of all that, I was in nursing school part-time. So if you are like, I'm too busy for this, that is a limiting belief. That is an excuse. If you want to change your life, you will find a way. And for me, how I worked this business when I was doing all of those things was in the pockets of my day. I would work half an hour on my lunch hour because it doesn't take me an hour to eat. And then I would work either dependent on, if I had my liquor sampling after work or my school, I would work in a pocket right there. So we, as your mentors, will teach you how to make a schedule and fit your business into whatever your day looks like, no matter how busy and chaotic it is. Let's fast forward a little bit here. So we had something called a coach summit, and I was only 3 months into my coaching business when I went to that. I will be honest to you guys, I had no idea what it was. It was just in Nashville and I wanted to go with my friends. That's basically what it was. But at that event, it was the biggest blessing for me because I had an aha moment of these girls are just like me. And if they're having this type of success, and I'm talking leaving their full-time jobs, and if that's not a desire of yours, that's fine. When I started coaching you guys, that was never a desire of mine. Like I said, I was fairly new as a CMA and I was continuing my education because I did want to pursue nursing as my career. But when I went to this event, I had a lot of aha moments of no cap to income, making my own hours, life of freedom. When I do, I'm not a mother yet, but when I do become a mom, I will be home with my kids because that is something that I always have wanted for myself. And this business would make that possible. When I was 6 months into my business at the hospital, there were a lot of changes happening that I was unhappy with. And I was also seeing my friends my coworkers, I should say, who I was working with, who were nurses, were burnt out. And I was like, I'm 25, 26 years old, and this is what I'm looking forward to. And I just didn't see myself going there anymore. So I went all in with my coaching business, you guys. And I ended up on my my 1 year of saying yes to this opportunity, signing up to become a coach. I gave my 2-week notice to the hospital and I went full time with coaching. That was not something I desired when I first came into this, but sometimes life changes. And a lot of times you will have your eyes open to so many things. Like I never was taught to have crazy wild goals and dream big. And this business has taught me that. And I had bigger vision for myself, and I have now, income disclaimer as well, become a 6-figure earner with this business. When I started coaching you guys, I was living in my now husband, his bachelor pad. And when I say bachelor pad, I'm not joking. I'm talking down to the Budweiser posters on the wall. And I was like, okay, we need to get out of here. So we finished out his lease. Thanks to coaching, we were able to get a home. First thing I ever put on my vision board, you guys, was, and I'm getting goosebumps as I say this out loud and I get emotional every time, but I never made a vision board either. I thought it was a weird thing. But my mentor was like, lean into it. So I made a vision board. And the very first thing I put on it was to live at my favorite beach in San Diego. And I now live here with my husband. And we have been able through this opportunity, you guys, so much has happened over the last 5 years, but we have been able to, we just were married in October. And I came into this business for, it wasn't to leave my full-time job. It was actually for friendships. And, some people think that sounds a little weird. But I was 25 and I was in a place where I just get a little emotional because I was in a place where I wasn't aligning with the girls that I was friends with growing up. There was a lot of talking behind people's backs, and I just wanted to be above all of that. And I really found in my first boot camp, these girls don't even know who I am. And they were supporting me and encouraging me. And when I came into the coaching opportunity, once I went to we have team pages and stuff, it was just 10x that. And I was like, this is the type of people I want to surround myself with. And Jen Guthrie and Val Bozzo on this call, I would have never met them if it wasn't for this opportunity. They lived at the time in Mississippi, and we have become best friends. I was just married in October, you guys, and they were my bridesmaids. I would have never saw that. Love you too. I would have never saw that though. And if you are someone who feels like you are missing something in your life, and it doesn't have to be a financial thing, it could be a community thing, this is the opportunity for you. And if you feel something pulling at you, I say lean into it, because I would have never, I don't come from a well off family or anything. I knew whenever I did get married that my parents would not be able to help me, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. But I also never thought that I would have the dream wedding that I did. My husband and I had this beautiful formal black tie wedding, first choice everything. And it is from this opportunity and all of the hard work that I have done in the years before. So this business can bring you guys really anything you desire. And that's pretty much what I have, because I could talk forever. A lot happens in 5 years, but and I'm happy to answer any questions as well. And I'll pass it back over to Val.
I mean, that right there. Oh, amazing. And I hope that, the emotion behind that too. It's just, we all have a story and we all have a voice that we're meant to share our own story with. So, just understanding that we don't come in with this mad confidence, y'all. Like, we don't come in knowing what we're doing. We are not experts. We're not salespeople. We're not perfect. We're not here to force things on people. We're not women who know everything. Shoot, most of us definitely don't have a background in anything like this. Okay. So that's usually a lot of questions that I'll get. And I just want to hopefully be able to ease your minds and say, we figure this out. The leaders of our team, we all work together. And I know firsthand that we have definitely shortened the learning curve by leaps and bounds for you guys. And we have a system that works. Okay. We're friends and encouragers. We're here working on ourselves first. And ultimately, we're setting and achieving goals and teaching you how to do the same thing. How Dara mentioned the vision board and the goal board. I was the same way. Like, most of us are the same way. I felt like once I became a mom, once I got married, like that was life. That was it. Like that was just what was going to happen. I kind of stopped thinking past tomorrow and just was like living day to day. But this business has brought forth so many opportunities that I would have never had I not just went all in. Okay. And we just give women the tools to change their lives. And, we're here for each other. And I hope that like really shows and shines within our team, because that's one thing that I set out to do whenever I started as a coach. I'm like, I always want people to know that they belong. I always want people to know that like the expectations of a working coach are, to show up. We have literally a day in the life of where we have everything laid out for you in guides in our system for what you do step by step in order to grow a business, which I know Jen will get to here in 2 seconds. All right. But ultimately, we live in just a peer-to-peer world where it is a ripple effect that will be caused when you are just sharing what it is that you love. When you do a program and you fall in love with it, it's going to be natural to share it. When you are starting to grow a team, when you're starting to build, some credibility, when you're starting to earn an income, it's natural to be excited about it and sharing about it and being servant leaders as we continue to grow and thrive in all of this. Okay. So I am going to share my screen real quick with you guys, just because for me, we just came off of a leadership retreat. And I don't know if anyone has been like stalking our pages. Raise your hand if you've like seen any of our fun stuff that we've been doing. But that is such a huge piece of it. Yeah, Darcy's like, yeah, girl. And guys, like our team's amazing. All right. We have trips and vacations, but not just within our own team, but within Beachbody as a whole. Okay. So every single person can earn a free vacation once they start back up, on cruises, to the Caribbean, to fun beaches. Like, we all have that piece just by helping 3 people a month. You earn that, and with a guest. So it's like you and a guest. I've always brought my family on these trips as well. And then it goes above and beyond. Dara mentioned Summit. So that's another trip that you can plan for if you choose. We have leadership, where once you, really grow a business and get higher in ranks, that comes with the territory. But then you get more opportunities for travel and trips. I was someone who never even was able to take a honeymoon because of deployment life, because of military, and because we were broke as jokes and got married at 21. And literally, I never thought that I'd be able to travel, which was something that I always wanted to do. So not only, has this business changed my life in so many ways, it's also brought opportunities for trips and vacations along the way. And for my kids, like, I don't know how many of you guys are moms here, raise your hand. I want to give my kids the world. And just the fact that they've been my reason why for this entire business, for this entire process. I never wanted to be the mom that had to say no when they asked for violin lessons or ice skating lessons or anything that they felt that they wanted to try. I always wanted to be able to be like, let's do it. When they ask if we can go on a vacation, I've always wanted to be like, yes, let's plan for it. Let's do it. I want to give them the world while teaching them how to give back and how to, just really pay it forward as well. And I really feel like this whole last weekend with our fun trip, for me, it was a full circle moment because I actually brought my girls the last day and a half to let them be a part of it. They're 11 and almost 14. And like I mentioned, they were 3 and 5 whenever I started. So they've been with me this entire process, helping me, working late at night. I'd be like, mommy's working towards this goal. Be quiet and watch a show while I do this call for the last 7.5 years. And for them to experience this past weekend, they're like, this was the coolest thing that you've like ever done. And I was like, you realize we've taken you to like the Bahamas and Jamaica, right? I'm like, we've been to some pretty cool places. They're like, yeah, but mom, like, we got to see like what you've worked so hard for, and we got to be around your team. And that was just the coolest thing. So that was just such a full circle, like raw moment for me. And it's not just the trips, but it's the community and the women that we have created and the team culture that we have that has just put me into becoming speechless ultimately, because my vision that started 7.5 years ago for this team has come to life through these years. And I'm just so, so grateful. And I just want that for everyone who's willing to dive in and take a chance, because there's truly nothing that you can't do whenever you put the work in. And we can, we share these slides with anyone who wants them, but I mean, the income growth is incredible. It is, there for anyone willing to grab hold and take it. And at the end of the day, we're real women. We're just here to make an impact and make an income by doing so. And I hope that, you guys decide that you're going to want to do this too. But, through these last 7 years, I mentioned, yeah, it's super cool to be able to say that I'm a 7-figure earner, like biggest blessing ever. Like, but it started so small, and it's just been these little steps along the way of, setting goals. When I first started, I set these 3 big goals. One was to pay off all of our debt within 5 years is what I put. And we actually, my husband and I paid off all of that debt, thanks to Beachbody, thanks to his income, thanks to hard work and discipline, and having a plan within 19 months of me starting this business. And then I wrote on a sticky note that I wanted to be able to give him, my husband, an option to get out of the Navy if he chose when his reenlistment date came up. So I knew from the time that I signed up as a coach that, and then 3 years later, so I had a 3-year window that would happen. So I just worked hard. I hustled. I learned our comp plan. I did everything that I needed to do. And he was able to walk away from the Navy and walk away from deployments. And he's been home full time now for 5 years. That's been just such a blessing. And then I wrote, take my kids to Disney World whenever we want to. And ultimately, like, we can do that. And we bought our dream home this past October. We ended up moving from Mississippi, where it's part of my heart. We lived there for 8 years because that's where we were at for the military. But with this business, we were able to say, you know what, we're going to choose to live and move a little bit closer to our family. We've never had that opportunity to be near grandma, be near our my sister-in-law, be near people who love, we love just as much as our friends. And we did that. We moved, and it's just been such an incredible experience. And we're just so thankful that this is provided for us. So that's a little bit of my story in a nutshell. But what do I do now? And we're going to turn it over to Jen, because she's going to kind of give you, the rest of it.
Hey guys, super excited. So many good things shared tonight. So before I kind of dive into like my piece, I saw like a couple of questions. So I'm just going to address those really quick so that we can end on just kind of the next step. So I see like, what do you say when others say Beachbody is a pyramid scheme or a fad? Well, it's like a 30-year-old fad, if that's what a fad is, because it's literally been around that long. So that's just like doesn't hold any relevance at all. I mean, I guess if someone were to say like, Jen, is Beachbody just a fad? Like, this is literally the longest job I've ever had, and I have my master's degree. Like, it's I would just it's irrelevant. As far as pyramid scheme goes, I was that person. I didn't even know what the words pyramid scheme meant, but I literally told my parents, I was like, I may have just signed up for a pyramid scheme because that's what someone told me. And I was like, but I don't know. I'm just going to see where it goes. I didn't even know what I was talking about. But all of that to say, like, any network marketing business is a legal business in good standing with the FDA, which is not the FDA, you guys. I'm losing my mind. The FDA. Lord help me. I can't even think of the word now. I say it all the time to Val. I say it all the time. So Val, FTC, Federal Trade Commission. Thank you. I was like, I literally say it all the time. We are constantly in good standing with the Federal Trade Commission. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Any network marketing business out there has to be in good standing with the Federal Trade Commission or it would not exist. So everything operates 100% legally. A pyramid scheme is something that is illegal. It is not allowed to function as a business. It is not something that we could even sit here and do. So, I mean, I'm reading what Diana said, and she gave a really good answer too. So they're just really irrelevant thoughts that people have that really aren't justified when it comes to this business. So that aside, just in case if any of you had that hesitation, just know you're not the only one. A lot of people just say things like that, but they don't know why they're saying it. I did it, and I said it all the time. I said it after I joined it. So if that eases your mind a little. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about as we kind of close out is when you become a coach on our team, if you listen to us, we're going to teach you how to make money. My number one priority, Val's number one priority, any leaders here, number one priority is to get our new coaches making an income right out of the gate. Now, I do have to give you the disclaimer that each coach's income is dependent upon his or her own efforts, diligence, and skill. I literally have that memorized because I've been doing this for a long time. So what that means is you have to put in the work. But if you listen to us, follow the steps we give you, and you do it, you're going to make money. Like I can pretty much guarantee it. So it's just like you have to come in with the work ethic and know that you're going to follow step by step. You have to communicate with your coach. So like if you sign up with me and you see me in your inbox, like answer me because I'm trying to help you make money. That's what we're here to do. So when you become a coach with us, and enrollment is open now, you get added to our coach mentorship group. But the most important piece is your coach is going to work one-on-one with you a lot, and they're going to guide you step by step. We give you a document that literally breaks down step 1, step 2, step 3 on how to build a successful business, 100% based on what we've done ourselves. So we've taken all of the guesswork out of it, all of the I don't knows that you could possibly come up with. We've refined it over the years, and we have a pretty foolproof system, which is why you have so many top coaches on one team. So that being said, Madison nailed it. We give you the tools and you use them. So when you join us, you are going to get welcomed into our team pages and our mentorship pages and getting you guys all set up for success. So thank you guys so much for joining us. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to your coach so they can get those answered for you. And we cannot wait to welcome you to our team and get you set up and started and get you on track to not only crush your fitness goals, but on track to start making an income as well. So that's all I have to say. I'm going to toss it back to Val so she can close this out.
Thank you guys so much. So does anyone have any other specific questions for us? Was this helpful? We do have a recording as well that will be posted in our team page, but we're here. We'll leave it open for just a minute or two here in case if anyone does have any specific questions for sure. But, just piggybacking off of Jen, it's here for you. Like our mission is to give you guys the ability to make money. Like that's why this is why you're on this call. It's not to just kind of like dilly-dally. It is you're curious about what it is to earn an income. I can promise you that's a piece of it. It'll feel uncomfortable at first, what we're teaching you, you're going to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. There's going to be expectations that you may be like, what is this? I felt the exact same way. Every one of our coaches who are successful, we felt the same way because it's all new. It's like walking into a brand new teaching job, right? And your principal says, I need your lesson plan by Monday. And you're like, well, crap, like I need to get that, on the schedule, but it's my first one, whatever. But it's that same type of mentality where it's like, nope, I will figure it out. I'm going to do what it takes. And we've all been there, but look what happens whenever you grow outside of your comfort zone. And it's a pretty cool thing. Great. Okay. Well, I'm glad that it was helpful and I don't see any other questions. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out. And I hope to see you guys joining our team. Again, message your coach so you can go ahead and get signed up or talk about some questions you may have. And we hope to see you in our new coach mentorship that will start next Monday. All right. So see you guys later. Have a great night.